Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to reinstall Windows on my computer. So my computer is acting weird. For example, if I do a search, I try to type in something and nothing types. Not only that, if I switch to the other screen and I try to change Wi-Fi, if I try to connect, when I type, nothing types. Let me switch back the screen. So I made a list of stuff that I have to do. So I already backed up all my data, and you will need an external storage for that. I'm going to back up all my product key with Windows Key Finder. And I'll leave this information in the description below. So I'm going to run the program. You don't have to install it. And as the results I have, I'm going to save that. So I'm going to back up all my drivers. Sometimes when you reload your system and you download new drivers, it doesn't work good. So I like to keep a backup of the old drivers that I have. And to get to the drivers, click on this PC, your C drive, Windows, go down to System32, go to DriverStore. I already backed up this file, so I finished that step. I already made a list of programs I have installed on this laptop, and these are free software, by the way. I don't have to pay for them. Now I need to download Windows from Microsoft. I'm going to download both Windows 10 and 11 and put it on the flash drive using Ventoy. So I'm going to download Ventoy first. I'm going to download the Windows zip. That's it. I'm going to extract it. So I'm using a 16 gigabyte flash drive. I could only use up to 14.4 gigs. I'm going to run Ventoy. Make sure the configurations are set correct. Now make sure you don't have anything on your flash drive if you're making a bootable flash drive, because this process will format your flash drive. .mbr, don't have to mess with that. I'm going to install it, format it, wait until that is completed. So Ventoy is already installed. So all I have to do now is to download Windows and drag and drop Windows ISO file in here. Go to this PC, Ventoy, right here. I'm going to click on download. So I'm going to accept the terms and services. So I'm going to click on the second option because I need an ISO to put on my flash drive. I'm going to download the 64-bit version of Windows 10. I'm going to do the ISO file. Now I'm going to wait until that is downloaded. So the download is complete. You just have to verify. So I'm going to click on finish. I'm going to head back and download Windows 11. So if you don't know what Ventoy is, so Ventoy is basically a software that allows you to make bootable device of multiple operating systems. So I'm going to wait until the download start. Hold on, I'm going to download this one. So it wants me to select the version. I'm going to do this one. Download. Choose language. English, United States. Confirm. I'm going to download the 64-bit version. Alright guys, the download is completed. So I'm gonna head over to the downloads. Oh, it's on the desktop. Should be on the desktop. Name this to Windows 10 shift underscore 64-bit. I'm going to paste that onto my flash drive. Alright guys, the transfer is complete. So the next step is to find my boot key to boot in the BIOS. I'm going to type in MSI BIOS boot key, and this is different for every computer. So that's F11. So all I have to do is to restart my computer and press F11 to go in the BIOS menu. So I also want to mention these are the specs for my laptop. I bought it in 2016, and here it says need flash drive 8 gigs or larger to create the bootable USB. You can use the 8 gig if you're only installing Windows 11 or Windows 10 or a different operating system. So I'm not using a virtual machine to show the installation of Windows. So when I try to install Windows, I won't have any program to run, so I have to use my phone to video. So I'm going to shut off my computer and then switch to my phone. So that's my computer, guys. I'm going to click on restart. It's on F11. Alright. So this F11 is actually the boot menu. It wasn't the BIOS. So I think delete is for BIOS. So I'm gonna probably reload it and select BIOS. So I'm gonna click on escape. So I'm going to retry that because I want to go into the boot menu. I want to go into the BIOS menu. I think on this one it's delete. Yeah, delete this one. So I'm gonna wait. I press delete. Yes. That delete for my case goes to the BIOS menu. So I want to check advanced settings. So boot mode select, it's legacy. That's what I wanted to check. And I'm gonna go down. Also, if you have secure boot, you may want to change that. I don't see the option here. So yeah, that's the flash drive. So I didn't make any changes, so I'm gonna do discard changes and exit. Yes, and I'm gonna press F11. Hopefully it allows me to go back to the boot menu, and it does not. So I'll click on escape, click on the power over there, and restart. And when the screen changes, I'm gonna keep pressing F11. F11. Yep. So it did. I'm gonna press the down arrow for silicon power. Press enter. That's Ventoy. So I'm gonna select the operating system. I'm gonna do Windows 10 64. I'm gonna choose boot normal. So right here, so I'm gonna click on next. Another thing too, keep your mouse installed. It will keep the drivers for the mouse. So I'm gonna click on next. Install now. So I'm gonna click on accept. Next, I'm gonna do custom Windows, custom install Windows only. So I'm gonna delete all the partitions. So I have two drives on this computer. One is a SSD 500 gig and the other one is a HDD 1 terabyte. Alright, so this is the 1 terabyte and this is the SSD. So I'm gonna click on new, click on apply, and then click next, and then Windows is installing. So that's it guys, just wait until the installation is finished. I already backed up all my drivers. In case a new driver doesn't work, I go back to the old one. I backed up all my data. So all I have to do now is to wait until the installation is finished. So the files are already installed. Windows is just getting everything ready. So it's asking me for the region, so you can just say yes.
Your keyboard is set to US. Want to stick with that?
Yes.
Do you also type with another keyboard layout?
Skip.
Now let's get you connected to a network. That way you can get updates, apps, and cat videos as soon as possible. How about the first one on the list? Want to use that one?
Skip.
Just so you know, connecting to a network now could save you some time later. If you want to get that out of the way, choose yes.
No. Yes,
Type what you want to name your account.
Well, the voice command don't work here, so I have to type.
Okay, now type a password for your account. And one more time to make sure we've got it right. Now you can set up 3 security questions to help you reset your password if you forget it. Choose the first question and type your answer.
I'm gonna pause the video here, guys. So I want to let you guys know when you install a Windows, it will look something like this. So don't freak out. It just means the graphic drivers haven't been installed. So now you can put in your storage, external storage that has the DriverStore file and install all your drivers. So I'm gonna do that and hopefully get OBS working and continue recording from OBS. So alright guys, I finished installing OBS. This is the software I use for recording my videos. So I want to show you something real quick. When you finish reinstall Windows on your computer, if you right click on the Windows icon over here and go to Device Manager, so you're gonna pull up this Device Manager window, and as you can see here, you're missing some drivers. So just by connecting to the internet, my computer download the necessary display drivers. So that's why you don't see the that's why you see the correct resolution on the screen. Now these drivers, you can either do 2 things. You can do this, update drivers and automatically source for drivers. I just plugged in a USB since I already backed up all the drivers. So the driver files are already transferred to the computer. So you can do this, update drivers, browse my computer for driver, browse, you go to desktop and click OK, next. It's gonna probably take a while to find the drivers. So it already found it. Close. Then you do the same. So if you know where to find your drivers online, you can go ahead and do that. I think these are the chipset drivers. So yeah, that's it. I install most of the drivers. If I close this and go back to Device Manager, you just right click right here, Device Manager, and yeah, all my drivers are installed. So you can see here, so I can do update drivers. So I'm now gonna restart right now. think that should be good. Now the next step for me is to install all the software I had. I already made a list of that, and probably change my background back to the one that I had. And if you want smaller icons, you go view small, so it takes up less space on your screen. And you can go ahead and customize this. And give it a name. So yeah guys, I'm not gonna bore you with software installation and stuff like that. So I also want to mention that if you have a digital license for Windows, you don't have to install it. It should install automatically for you. So if we go search WI, so it says Windows is activated with a digital license. So if you have to manually do this, you have your Windows license backed up with Windows Key Finder, so you can put that in. So it has been a few days since I reload Windows on my computer, and I did mention this one issue where I couldn't type in the search bar. And another issue was the VPN issue on Overwall, and I did make a video of it. It's right here. I'll probably put it in the description below, or probably you'll see it up here. Yeah, it was telling me that VPN was detected when I tried to complete an offer, and the offer was Battle Knight and it was on AdGem. So after I reload my computer, I did the force Windows update, and I noticed some strange stuff happen. So I had to turn off Windows update, and the way how you do that is if you right click right here, go to Task Manager, it will pull up this, and you go to Services, Open Services, and you scroll down and go to Windows Update, and then you do Disable, Apply, and OK. So that's how you disable Windows Update. And another thing is I had to turn off Fast Startup, and the way how you do that is you pull up your search bar and you type in control panel, and if you don't see it like this, you can click it right here and click on category, and you go to hardware and sound, and you do power option, and then choose what the power button does. As you can see here, the turn on fast startup is turned off, and if yours is checked, just click right here, change settings that are currently unavailable, and then turn it off. So another thing is I have two drives on this computer, and when I did the installation, I delete the partition, and as you can see here, there's only one drive on this computer. So to get the other drive, all I need to do is to right click over here and go to disk management, and right here is the 1 terabyte HDD. So I right click and click on new simple volume, click next, assign a letter, we're going to leave it as D, next, leave everything as default, next, finish. And there we go. I have the other drive, and this is the other drive. So if you're trying to reload Windows for the first time, I would highly recommend to have two computers. Let's say for example you try to upgrade your Windows from Windows 10 to Windows 11 or Windows 7 to Windows 10. Sometimes your drivers don't work. So let's say your Wi-Fi driver doesn't work and you cannot connect to the internet to download the driver. You can use the other computer to download the drivers, the correct driver, and put it on your computer. Or let's say there's some unforeseen issue and you have to use another computer to figure out the issue. For example, looking at videos online to troubleshoot the issue that you're having. And it won't hurt to watch other videos on how to reload Windows, especially for the brand of computer that you have. So that's it for this video guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.